WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Kentucky's Attorney General has announced settlements involving a drug company and a drug distributor. Today, AG Andy Beshear announced the two separate settlements totaling nearly $40 million. Garrett Weimer breaks down those settlements and what it could mean for the Commonwealth.
In a news conference at the Capitol, Attorney General Andy Beshear announced $17 million in a settlement with Bayer over birth control and $22.7 million in state and federal Medicaid dollars recovered from Suboxone distributor Reckitt Benckiser.
There's only one reason these companies make false claims about their products, that they put their profits over the lives and health of our people.
Beshear says the amount the state got in the Suboxone recovery, part of a national billion-dollar-plus settlement, is based on the number of prescriptions and the costs to Medicaid here. Beshear said more than $5 million from the Reckitt settlement will go to the state's Medicaid program. More than $10 million from the Bayer settlement will be available for the General Assembly to appropriate during the upcoming budget session.
I strongly encourage the legislature to use these funds to ensure affordable and accessible health care and to support public health for all Kentuckians.
In a statement, House Speaker David Osborne said lawmakers will appropriate the money in a, quote, fiscally responsible manner. Osborne acknowledged public health and accessible health care are priorities, and he also pointed out the need to fund public pensions. At the Capitol, Garrett Weimer, WYMT Mountain News.
This is not the first time in recent months a settlement with a drug company has garnered headlines. The state's $24 million settlement with opioid maker Purdue Pharma back in 2015 has recently come under fire from Republicans. Senate President Robert Stivers says he plans to file a resolution to have that settlement investigated. Beshear has been criticized for working for the firm that represented Purdue Pharma, though he said he had nothing to do with that case. In a statement this afternoon, Stivers said he's still waiting to hear about the Attorney General's efforts to protect Kentucky in the bankruptcy of Purdue Pharma.
Today was a little bit on the cooler side, but overall it was a beautiful day here in the mountains. We reached about 62 degrees over at the National Weather Service in Jackson, so about 4 degrees below where we should be, but still a nice and beautiful fall day for us on this 23rd of October. And those temperatures were still in the 60s for the most part. In Williamsburg still into those upper 50s, but overall still feeling pretty nice and refreshing out there as that sun just has not set yet. But overall, we're looking at a comfortable evening, but a little bit on the chilly side. Now check it out, beautiful blue skies right here in Perry County and throughout the entire region. A few cars on the Mountain Parkway in Powell County, but overall those fall colors now starting to show themselves around the region thanks to a little bit more rainfall that we have been getting over the last few days. But you saw those crystal clear blue skies on our webcams. You can see here on satellite and radar, really not too much to talk about. We have full-blown sunshine, but those clear skies going to continue into tonight. So we do have a frost advisory issued about starting at midnight until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'll have more details on what to expect overnight as well as the weekend forecast here in just a little bit, Steve.
All right, thank you, Kelly. The opioid crisis continues to take its toll. Sometimes Postal Service officials even have to get involved. That happened recently in Laurel County. WYMT's Lacey Roberts explains.
Patrolling through the streets of eastern Kentucky is just one way to stop crime.
The information that we get from the individual always helps, and sometimes it's firsthand information and sometimes it's just that it was suspicious.
Investigators using each and every tip they receive.
We received some information of a suspicious package that was going to be shipped from London.
And in this case, that information led to an arrest. This is Eddie Farley, charged with trafficking a controlled substance out of state.
The package had an undetermined amount of hydrocodone in it.
But when that information does not come in, the Postal Inspection Service is always watching.
The Inspection Service made over 2,000 narcotics arrests and removed over 96,000 pounds of illegal drugs from the mail stream.
Working with the U.S. Attorney's Office and local law enforcement.
And they seized over $17 million of funds that were sent to the mail.
But now, more help is on the way.
We have a cyber and analytics unit to enhance our investigative techniques and analytics to better forecast and target international parcels and then also parcels sent through the mail.
Letting you know drug trafficking in Eastern Kentucky will not be tolerated. In London, Lacey Roberts, WYMT Mountain News.
Officials from Laurel County say they have not had many instances of drug trafficking through the mail. Not all furloughed workers offered their jobs back to return to work, plan to return to work at 2 Wyoming coal mines. Many say they simply do not want to work at formerly Black Jewel-owned mines. On Friday, a subsidiary of Alabama-based FM Coal bought the Eagle Butte and Bel Air mines. One miner said he got an offer to return to work at Bel Air, which included a 4% raise. While FM Coal subsidiary Eagle Specialty Materials promises to pay wages owed from before the bankruptcy, miners in Wyoming, like here in Eastern Kentucky, say they are still waiting to collect back pay. A Kentucky lawmaker from Louisville wants to give students easier access to mental health resources. State Senator Denise Harper Angel pre-filed a bill that would require the numbers for a suicide prevention hotline, a domestic violence hotline, and a sexual assault hotline to be on student IDs. This would be for students from 6th grade to seniors in high school. College IDs would also be affected. The lawmaker says making these numbers available would help students to know they are not alone and help is there for them. A new mural painted on a downtown Lexington building earlier this week has been modified after creating some controversy. The mural, titled "The Devil is in the Details," is on the wall of a building on West Short Street. The piece originally had an expletive against President Trump in the painting. According to Prohibition, which commissioned the artwork, the owner of the building decided to have the artwork changed after being harassed. 72 billion pounds. That is equivalent to more than 55,000 elephants, and that's how much food is wasted by Americans every year. With the help of local food pantries and the Kentucky Department of Agriculture, they're working to get that wasted food into the hands of Kentuckians who may go hungry without it.
We actually have a program that gets food that otherwise would rot on a family farm. Food that may have a small blemish is perfectly edible, but is then donated and then given to our food pantries.
And we're told some Best By dates on packaging are months earlier than when the items actually go bad. Some scary moments for riders stuck on a Universal Orlando ride in Florida. A Universal spokeswoman says the Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket roller coaster had a glitch. It stopped just before a big loop on the track. Rescuers used platform lifts to help get riders off the coaster. Universal says the ride did exactly what it's supposed to do when a glitch happens, which is coming to a complete stop. There were no reports of injuries. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, lawmakers drill Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg on a number of topics, including election security and online privacy.
Those clear skies, they're going to continue into tonight, and because of that and the cold temperatures, we could see some frost develop. We do have a frost advisory out. I'll have more details on that here in just a little bit.
When you see news happening, dial star 57 or text your news tips to 5757. Services provided by Appalachian Wireless. Better service, bigger savings.
Happy Baby here at Surplus Sales. We have kitchen and bath cabinets in stock and ready to take home today. And they're all wood. Now that would make anybody happy, like me. Surplus Sales Flooring in Corbin, Kentucky.
Hello, everyone. I'm Keith Casebolt, and this is Gary C. Johnson, the host of Simply the Law.
It will be an honor to us for you to join us at 7 p.m. here on WYMT.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small-town values.
And Mom and Dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars. I believe in always finding a way to do what you love. I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
"5 years ago, I carried my cousin's casket to its final resting place. Far too many Kentucky families like mine have lost a loved one to this opioid epidemic, and I'm sick of it. I was the first attorney general in the nation to sue Purdue Pharma. for what they've done to our families. I'm going to hold these corporate criminals responsible. That's why I'm asking to be your next Attorney General, to lead the charge and finish the battle that I started.